Merry Cretoni Entertainment. I'm Chris.
I'm Brie.
And our dog is pitter-pattering in the background as we film our Christmas episode.
Santa Claus! Santa Claus.
Oh, okay.
It's Santa Claus!
We're painting Santa Ranger tonight. This is a Brie.
Sorry. The Santa Claus thing made my so tickle.
Flesh Terror's Red. Let's get right into it here. We painted Santa Claus with our Krylon 2X Perfect Gray matte spray paint here, and we're jumping immediately in. Immediately, I say. With our Flesh Terror's Red. This exists solely 100% to give us a red base coat to paint Santa Claus with. So the diamonds, the areas in the boots there, and all over his pants and clothes, we're going to do Flesh Terror's Red as the dogs continue to pitter-patter. Dogs, lay down. You are getting on my last nerve. They didn't start doing this till we sat down to record.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're going to paint over the entire suit. So the coat on Santa Ranger is supposed to be red. The top part of the coat on a piece of reference art I found is actually more of a burgundy. So I didn't paint the top part of the coat, but the coat itself, the pants, the Ranger suit area, the boots, all that's Flesh Terror Reds. It's going to give us a solid coat. It doesn't look smooth. It doesn't look like it covers it. We don't care. This is our base coat. It's going to leave the dark red where we want the dark red to be.
Where do we want it to be?
As we move into the next episode of Santa Ranger. So there's going to be a lot of red here. So we're actually going to do a couple of cool minor things with the red.
Santa!
Yes, he is Santa. We're going to do a couple minor things with the red. They're going to make him look pretty cool, I think.
Who wears a suit all made of red? Santa Claus? Santa Claus? Yeah, there's a song.
Alrighty then.
Santa.
So for the upper part of that coat, like I was saying, is more of a burgundy color. We're taking our contrast paint Wildwood. I've come to, and if you've been watching the videos, you know this, I've come to use a lot of the contrast paints as base colors. They are just really quick coverage.
Yeah. For
any area that I want.
They flow well.
They do. They have good brush feel.
Oh no, that's good, like mouth feel.
They have good brush feel.
No.
So anyway, they give us a good base foundation to go ahead and build other colors on top of. We're going to kind of stick with our general motive. This is a paint job that every man can do. Every man and every woman. So every man paint style, 3-foot fabulous. We're not doing a lot of deep highlights. We're not doing a lot of shading. We're getting crisp highlights. You know, usually one good crisp highlight that really just makes the miniature pop.
What about every person? You should just call it every person paint job.
So if you don't celebrate Christmas and this Ranger doesn't really do you...
Oh, no.
Santa banged.
No,
Christmas orgy.
No, God, darn it.
So, his sack is green.
God damn it. Why?
So we're using the Citadel Contrast Orc Flesh all over the sack. Just get up in Santa's sack here.
Oh, you don't
have to get down into the deepest grooves of Santa's sack. We're gonna find those later.
Stop saying it like that. He's Santa. You're gonna get coal for Christmas.
He's got a gift for you in his sack.
No, you're getting coal. Whatever you owe, I'm gonna replace it with coal.
Oh, and this is the easiest stuff. The Guillermin flesh on his face and his lip and his lips. That's the easiest stuff.
Well, because you don't need to see
Santa's sack.
I was going to say a lot of flesh from Santa, but, you've taken this in such a wrong place with Santa.
I did. So everywhere that's supposed to be white, which is going to be the trimmings on his fur, his different Ranger get-up thingies, his little arrow pointing down to his balls.
Why?
Well, it's on his chest right there. It's pointing right down. It's like I'm stupid and pointing straight down.
What is wrong with you and Santa right now?
I have no idea. This is actually really out of line.
If you are violating Santa.
So this is part of a week of Christmas-themed episodes. Our first episode is this one, obviously. Our Marvel Crisis Paint-A-Call on Wednesday is going to be a very important but underlooked Christmas item. That would be a dumpster.
Because you got to have somewhere to put all that wrapping paper.
You have somewhere to put all that wrapping paper.
Hours doing, and then the kids just did in like 2 seconds flat.
And then on Christmas Eve itself, we are going to upload a painted hero quest. We're going to paint a chest. Because what's more Christmassy than opening a box and finding whatever horrific thing Hasbro has put inside for your hero quest. So we've got a couple things. We've got Iodine Yellow and Ethermatic Blue. We're going to paint the present now. So we're going to have some fun with this. The Iodine Yellow, we're painting the entire present box.
The present box. Okay.
Why? Because I'm lazy.
I mean, that
So this present
out.
box, while being very, very simple, is actually very, very complicated because of the way the ribbon puts on it. So you'd be sitting there, if you're using traditional paints, you'd be painting each individual sub-square of the box here, of which there are 8. And then you'd be painting the bow as well. I'm finding it's going to be a whole lot easier just to go ahead and paint this whole box with the Eodin yellow. We're going to wait for it to dry, and then we're going to do a thick layer of Ethermatic blue right over the Eodin yellow. And since the Ethermatic blue is not a very overpowering blue color, it's going to mix with the undercoat of the yellow, and it's going to create us a kind of cool green. That's going
blue and yellow make green.
Blue and yellow do make green, but specifically this green, because of the transparency of the Ethermatic blue, it's going to kind of create a neat green shade you're not going to get at most traditional paints. Just a neat look, just a very cool look. So anyway, I think that was Liberator Gold.
It was.
So we got our Liberator Gold. It's the same gold we've used on basically all the power coins. Santa's power coin is a reindeer. That's pretty cool.
Should be like cookies. Yeah, he's got like.
We haven't used the Santa Ranger of the game yet. When are you gonna do that?
I don't know. When are we going to do that?
And then we got our Warpstone Glow. The reindeer morpher has some green around the reindeer, and then the rest of it is actually just going to go over Santa's sack later, but we'll deal with that.
Would you stop?
I'd prefer not to.
It could be his bag. You could say his bag.
I'd prefer not to.
Oh, God. Darn it.
So we're pulling out our Evil Sun Scarlet. It's a preferred color of mine to do Red Rangers. I think I've talked about in the past how I like my Rangers to kind of have a certain level of consistency across them. And Santa is definitely a Red Ranger.
I mean, yeah.
So we are painting all the raised areas of Santa. So basically the areas you're not going to see painted on Santa's suit with this particular red are going to be like right where the red part of his chest meets the arrow that's pointing almost stupid down, kind of right above the belt. Kind of right in the Santa crotch area.
What? Oh my God.
There's lines in the crotch area on the miniature. You're just following the natural contours of the mini. As Brie is holding her head in her hand here. But you're not painting.
So glad the kids are asleep.
But you're not. This is not made for kids. Don't let your kids watch our videos. So, just realizing the ridiculous of talking about Santa's crotch balls.
Why? Why?
But we did not paint the coat. We did not paint the coat with this particular red. We painted the hat. We painted the pants. We painted the belly area. We painted the Ranger diamonds.
Yeah. And so what are you going to
Diamond Lou Ranger.
Lou Diamond Ranger.
Lou Diamond Ranger. That's what it was. That's what I meant. He's the Lou Ranger.
Lou Diamond Ranger. I love it.
So we're not painting the coat because I just wanted to add, because there's so much red.
There's a lot of red.
I wanted to add an extra little touch to the coat. So I went actually with the Mephiston red, which is probably about half a shade darker than the Evil Sun Scarlet. So they are pretty close to the same at first glance.
Okay.
But the Mephiston red is slightly darker and slightly thicker even when it's thinned down, just because it is a base paint versus a layer paint.
Mm-hmm.
I think. I don't know. I wasn't actually paying attention. So I'm doing this color on the coat.
I just chose color because it's pretty.
So, we're doing this because it's a slightly different shade of red. So if you really look at Santa, you will actually see 2 different shades of red. And it's not just one dominant red force all throughout everything. So we've got the Bergnar Burgundy next. That's going on the Santa shoulder pads here. This is his work hard or die trying girl outfit. So this burgundy is going to create that burgundy color that we see in the concept art.
Yeah.
If you wanted to, you could paint this red. I've seen a couple people paint it red. It looks fine. I've seen a couple people paint most of the upper part of the coat red, and then like the shoulder pads, paint them white. It looks fine. But the reference art I had showed it looking more burgundy, so that's what we did. We did the top part of the coat in this burgundy, and actually kind of makes Santa look like a fashionista.
If you were able to sport fur and red all year long, you would go for that pop of color too.
So we got our wolf gray. We're going to use our wolf gray to be a base coat for some of our white on his beard.
Mm-hmm.
So we use the apothecary white for... actually, the wolf gray is kind of the beard. So we used the apothecary white earlier, and it created that kind of gray undershading. This wolf gray is pretty close to white, and we're just kind of picking out some of the details in the beard with a thin brush. Just kind of drawing some lines kind of in line with the lines of the hair on the beard here. And the real trick to Santa is not going to be absurd highlights or anything like that. The real trick to Santa is going to be just a clean paint job. There's a lot of flat areas on Santa, so you're not going to get a lot of natural highlights. You just want a nice smooth hand, thinned down paints, and just get a smooth coat of everything on Santa.
Because despite Chris's complete lack of, complete sacrilege on taking care
Sacrilege.
God bless it, I walked into that one. Oh, man.
So the Warp Stone Glow is back. I told you we'd come back around to handling Santa Sack.
God bless it.
You're the one taking this out of context. There's nothing inappropriate about what I'm saying. Absolutely. You're the one who's
It was
deciding.
the way you said it. You know that it was all about the way you said it. Don't try to put this back on me,
I don't think that's not fair. That's not fair. It's not fair. He's got it, it just, he's old, it hangs low.
Oh, my word. Even you can't keep a straight face when you're saying that.
Well, it's because you're giving me funny looks, and you're a deeply funny-looking lady.
Coal. You getting coal. I'm going to change everything for you under the tree to coal.
How could you? Santa Ranger was going to bring it to me. He's all like, I got a morph, but I also got to deliver presents, so here we go.
I mean, it makes sense.
So we got our Vallejo Dead White on all of the fur trimming.
And you're just going to do like a dry brush? Okay.
We're doing a quick dry brush on all the fur trimming, because I want the fur trimming to, and I think we've said this in a previous video, I want to create almost a different texture for the fur trimming than I do for the white on the rest of the suit. Because the white on the rest of the suit is part of the suit, whereas the fur trimming, you figure that fur is going to move around as he's moving around as well. So doing the dry brush is just going to catch the highest points, and because it's not as solid or as thick a coat,
right,
you're going to see some of the gray shading caused by the Apothecary White to kind of come up through it and be visible as well. But you're still ultimately going to use white, but you're just using white in a
different way.
A little bit of a different way.
Yeah.
A little bit of a different way.
That works. I like it.
We're going to transition from this into actually using the dead white in a solid coat. And the important thing with white paint when you do this is to go ahead and make sure that you thin down your paints. So this is going to go in the boots. We're going to leave some... Oh, that just kind of jumped a little bit.
That was weird.
That was a weird jump. I don't know. I don't feel like fixing it.
Okay. You guys are going to see the weird jump.
Yeah, so we're going to leave some white kind of in the gaps there, so kind of like around his ankles, up near his toes. Anywhere there's a depression in the model itself, we're going to leave that with the Apothecary White.
Yep. And then you're going to... What are you... belt buckle.
Yeah, it's more for his white as well.
Well, it's white and green and gold, because he's Santa.
Really? You figured that out now, huh?
No, it's just...
So it is really important to thin your white paints. Your white paint is going to have titanium in it. That's actually what's going to give you the white pigmentation.
Yep.
That can get clumpy and nasty if you're not thinning your white paint.
Yes, you can.
I have certain paints that I don't thin, just because the brand they come with comes with plenty of medium inside of them. They don't really require a thinning as much. Any white from any manufacturer, please thin your whites. It's really, really important to avoid a clumpy white and get a nice smooth finish on your white. And this basically wraps up Santa before we do our standard Ranger basing technique of Abaddon black near the feet. You can use any basing technique you like. This is what I chose to go with the Rangers. Kyle is convinced I'm going to go back and do a video of me just basing Rangers when we run out of content. But at the rate they're releasing content, we're never going to run out of content. So we're going to do the Abaddon black on the top of the base like we normally do. We're going to let that dry a little bit before we come back into the Evil Sun Scarlet around the rim of the base, because he's still a Red Ranger. He fits with our forever red motifs. So we're going to bring that back in, and then Santa is done. And that's really all we have to offer y'all for Christmas this year, is just a nice themed miniature to get your Christmas week started. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, you can still celebrate this particular Santa, because he's still a Red Ranger. He's got some cool abilities in the game. He's definitely worth exploring. And actually, he's featuring in our one-page rules version Power Ranger list as our most powerful wizard option in the Rangers list.
Yes, he is.
So look forward to that, because that's probably going to come out before Christmas, the first video on that.
Yes.
So like and subscribe for more content. Hit the bell button for notification. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Happy Holidays! Happy holidays, do 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 do. Happy holidays, do 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 do.